Hi, team. I'm not sure that I'm doing this whole recording thing right. Um, at any rate, hi, I'm Katie. I'm going to be chatting with you today on some of the themes I've taken from this course regarding women in leadership. So I believe, as a result of my own experiences, that women are just as capable as men of being successful leaders. I've encountered fierce females in leadership roles in the Army and my civilian life, and certainly within this program. I come from a strong family of women. My mother served in the Army. She was the first in her lineage to attend college. She even went one further and earned her master's degree. She is a shining example of a leader. However, it did take me many years to recognize and understand the ways that my mother exhibited feminist leadership throughout her life. Uh, Now I can say that she really aimed to create sustained resistance to patriarchal authority and to prevent spiritual and financial poverty. She did this at first by marching her three daughters out of the Lutheran church one Sunday when I was about 11 years old. Um, I didn't understand it at the time, but now she cites the sexist patriarchal rhetoric and that she didn't want her daughters growing up to believe that they were second class citizens. Years later, she sought a better job than the constraints of rural Vermont could offer. So she expanded her job search, and accepted a job across the country, proving to her children and family and friends that she knew her value and wasn't afraid of change. She embodies love and is the kindest person I have known. She's highly spiritual and taught us to be also. She continuously advocates self-sufficiency, engages in service to others, and calls us to do the same. She supports my independence, my search for my passion, and my slightly odd sense of humor. And I am blessed to call her my mother, friend, confidant, and mentor. My paternal grandmother is also a badass. Uh, she was the first licensed plumber in the state of New Jersey. After she divorced my grandfather, she moved her five children to rural Vermont. She's always been very independent and quite the entrepreneur. In Vermont, she became a realtor. She was kind of a visionary in that she had this idea to buy a dilapidated cow barn and turn it into a restaurant. Everyone she spoke to about this idea told her she was crazy, but she finally found an investor and purchased the old barn. Uh, and then there are stories my family recalls of from her children, so my father and his siblings, talking about her loading them up into the car in the mornings before school started to go and collect rocks that would become the two-story chimney in that barn restaurant. So to me, these women are notable because they are strong and unapologetic in their beliefs and their convictions. They they both were humble. They could laugh at themselves. They would stand up for what they believed and stand up for others. And they were highly spiritual women, both in their own right. Um, Now, I giggle because Graham had this ritual where she would sit and drink a pint of beer at the end of the day and kind of give thanks to her ancestors and whatever God uh, you know, she believed in. She wasn't super religious. Ah, so I once had a reading by a spiritual healer, energy worker, medium, curandera, recently, who insisted that my spirit guides were female Viking warriors. And I kind of believe this. I feel like that's who's supporting me in this world. And they are pretty feisty. Um, so also in this life, I'm surrounded by a lot of feminine energy. I have two sisters with whom I'm very close, and I actually live with my mother. We have two female dogs who you may have seen in this video and certainly in other videos I've shared with you. It might sound crazy, but my relationship with my dog Poppy, you know, the big old English Mastiff you see frequently on my lap, gives me a lot of support and courage and confidence, really. I absolutely love her. So through this class, I've grown to understand the importance of women's circles and community, um, having and being a role model, a mentorship, as well as scholarly inquiry, all of which are so important and so critical to challenging the patriarchal narrative to compel strong female leaders. So on that note, I just want to say that I'm grateful to have shared this space with all of you. And thank you for your connection and your support. And I wish you success in this program and a speedy finish to this semester.